Evening, people. It's Thursday. It's quite late. Decided to record a late one today. Don't know if I decided, but I'm recording a late one today. I hope all is well. I hope you guys are good. For the first time, I'm going to say like and subscribe because I don't know. I like seeing those numbers. I like seeing the like numbers. I like seeing that you guys are liking it, and a lot of people say in their videos like and subscribe. Not so much to subscribe, but like. I like the likes, so like it. Today, I want to talk about children, raising the kids. Not necessarily raising the kids, but a situation popped up where my son has moved to a new school. So I don't know if I mentioned, but he was in a private school, and with all the changes coming in with the law and the fact that his brother's starting in September, the decision was made to take him out of the private school and put him into a state school. Cost-wise, it's too expensive at this point. And his last class was like one kid to three kids to one teacher. So it was, there was a lot of attention paid to everything happening, and there was like 8 kids in the class. So, there was no, he knew everyone and everyone knew everyone, and everyone was friends, and there was no foolishness. And he's gone to this state school now, and there's this kid in his class who he says some mean things to him and treats him badly. Now, one thing I was taught when I was growing up is don't let no one take you for idiot. Don't let no one mock you, but don't throw the first punch. But as soon as they do, end it instantly. We used to play this game when I was growing up in my house called Protect Yourself at All Times. Me, my dad, and my older brother. And generally, it was like a play on the boxing thing, protect yourself at all times, where at any point, you're walking past your dad, your brother, you're going to get punched. Like someone's going to throw something, and you need to be prepared at all times to be able to deal with that situation. And it was just a thing just to say, always be on your guard, always be ready, because when someone's flinging a sucker punch, you've got to be able to hold that. And I've had Grayson and my eldest in kickboxing for just over a year now. I think last October when he started, or the October before. And he's generally quite good. He's not Bruce Lee. He's not going to fly kick some guy in the head, but he's he can throw a punch and a kick better than most kids his age. Now this kid has been, I think he's been he called him fat, and he's called him stupid, or he's called him a few names. And one thing I'm not going to have is my kids getting bullied. I'll go in and thump up your parent, if that's what it takes to make you understand. Don't mess with my kid. But I told Grayson, don't let, the same thing I was taught, don't let no one mock you, don't let no one take you for idiot. If someone's doing you, they're pushing, fuck about and find out. It's a very real thing. And a situation occurred where he was very coy in saying what actually happened, but he started scuffing this kid. He started scuffing him. And when he came home, and the teacher sent a message and told the story, I was very interested to find out what had happened and how we ended up in this situation. And don't get me wrong, I'm actually quite proud of him. I'm proud of him for not having it and just not jumping him, but he just turned around and started thumping him up. I'm proud of it because Grayson's not a violent child, really. He's quite friendly, easygoing, and he's not the one to start a fight for no reason. So as soon as I got that message, I knew the kid had done something to set Grayson off, because Grayson's not going to start fighting you unless you do something to him. Now, it turned out the kid didn't, from my opinion, the kid was like, oh, I've got something to tell you. I know something you don't know. No. Oh, I'm not telling you. Kind of, the deal was what set it off. And then Grayson started swinging on him for it. And I'm just like, big man, look, listen, I'm all for you defending yourself. I'm all for you not, getting taken for a mug. I'm all for all of that. But it takes a little bit more than someone saying no, I know something you don't know, for you to start swinging on a brother. You can't do that. You can't do that. I understand this isn't a kid that you get along with. I understand this is a kid that isn't very nice and very friendly. But you gotta know when to let the hands fly. You can't just start swinging for bloody reason, or a reason that, for my opinion, isn't quite justified. And yes, it may have been an accumulation of things that then led to that happening, but I'm still quite kind of happy, I'm not gonna lie, that he because for my, speaking to his mum, she said, that's more of a high school conversation to have with him. And I'm like, well, no, because what happens is, like, you get into that victim mentality if you don't ever fight back, if you don't ever stand up for yourself. You become, you believe yourself to be the victim, and you don't believe you have the ability, the strength, the whatever, to then deal with these situations when they happen later on in life. So I'm very much on to say, stand up for yourself, deal with the situations, face them head on, even from a younger age. Just, you need to understand when is the time to press the button. So I do want to ask, I want to put this out, and I'm requesting some people comment on the video and tell me, what in this situation would you have told your kid? Would you have said, yeah, swing for this guy, go for him? Or no, go and tell the teacher, go and speak to an adult. Adults aren't always there. They're not going to hear everything that's said. They're not going to hear this kid winding you up, mocking you. And I went and picked him up from school, and I saw this kid. And the cheek, the absolute nerve that this kid has to call my kid fat. Like, pot kettle. Like, my kid is not fat at all. He's not. He is slim and trim. And you are round as a pound. Big man, I could roll you down a hill. Like, I could fill a pan with butter, put you in it and baste you. Like, you're not that I'm saying mean things about children, but just, speak from a place of strength. Don't come with your big chest, and start chatting about other people's weight, because, you're projecting. So yeah, what would you guys have done in that situation? How would you have dealt with this stuff? Oh, update, we have almost hit £1,000 revenue in the little business for January. We've got an order today for £995, so we're still £5 short. Hopefully there'll be one more before the end of the month. And that puts us in a good place I dropped a number in there, Jesus. That puts us in a good place for getting to our goal by April of hitting £1,000 monthly recurring revenue. So progress is being made on all fronts, which is good. I came up with another idea, and I haven't really touched on this, but I'm really into a type of book called lit RPG or literary RPG. So it's almost like you're playing a role-playing game like Baldur's Gate or Final Fantasy, but you're reading the book of story of how it happened. And the one thing about these books is that they are long, like you're talking 20, 30 books long, and each book, which I listen to in audiobook form, is like 24 hours long. And when you've read a book and you'll say you got onto a series and you're on book 5, and then there's no more book out, and the next book comes out in like 6 months time, and you go and you hop on another book, and maybe you read 2 or 3 series in that 6-month period, and you've read like 10, 12, 15 other books, and you come back to now read book 6, you have no idea. Like, you have no idea what's happening in all those books. Like, you are absolutely lost. My memory is not the greatest anyway, so all the intricacies and the details and all the side characters and all the skills and the abilities, I don't remember what all that is. So I've been looking into, or I've seen quite a lot of stuff on, what's it called, ChatGPT, the AI large language model chatbot. And my thought is that you can make what they call custom GPTs, where you can get the large language model and train it on a specific content that you want to consume or you want to look at. And what I was thinking I could do, because not only for myself, but I could put this out and do it as YouTube, maybe a separate channel, but train it on a book series. For example, get book 1, can upload the book to ChatGPT, and then say to ChatGPT, write me a 20-minute synopsis of this book, in narrative form, as if you're reminding someone that has read this book previously. So you can prompt and twist your prompts and adjust your prompts to exactly what it be. So you're only working off the data that is in that book, so that's the only thing that you know. Tell me about this book in a 20-minute, 15-minute narrative form. Give me that. Cool. Now I can put that into a AI to voice, like a text to voice thing, and then generate what is in essence a recap, like a 20-minute long recap for these book series or each book in the series, so that when you're coming to catch up to the latest and most modern book, you can spend an hour, listening to this, absorb that, and then when you go into the new book, you're like, I'm fresh. But what I ended up doing a lot of the time, especially if I really like the book, is I'll be on book 9 and I'll have to go back to book 1 start at book 1, read or listen to all the way up to book 9 again, just to read book 10. And then it's another 6 months and I find myself in exactly the same position when I'm like, what the hell was going on in that book again? So I'm thinking of doing that with the books I read, and only with the books that I've already read, so I don't spoil them for me. Put that up on YouTube and make it a thing for people in, there's like a lit RPG community, like on places like Reddit, and yeah, Reddit and Blue Sky, and Progressive Fantasy, which is kind of similar to lit RPG but without the stats. So in lit RPGs they'll be like, oh, this character has 1 strength, 2 agility, 3 dexterity, blah 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 blah. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing that as well, and I don't know why I'm putting all this stuff on my plate. I don't, but it is what it is, and it sounds like fun, and this is kind of one of the ways that my ADHD displays itself with. It's a cross between impulsivity and inattentive, but whereas my brother gets ideas about hobbies and stuff that he would like to get into, I do that with business ideas and kind of like ideas and concepts like this. I'll be like, oh yeah, that sounds really interesting, and all of a sudden it might cost me like 50 quid to do it because I've got to pay for ChatGPT Pro and I've got to, you know, do this and do that. But it sounds really cool and really interesting to me, and I quite like the idea of it. I might need to give it a little while before I actually start doing it, but all that I want to do, I have a really like overwhelming urge to start and do it now. But yeah, that's a little bit about my head and how that works. But I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are progressing through the year, making some real moves and big steps. Remember, I said like this video and comment on what you would have done in that situation with your children, what you would have said to them. Because I don't mind my kid coming home, you know, with a black eye, as long as the other kid's got 2. And on that great parenting advice, good night, everyone.